Bill.
I did it wrong.
Animated maps.
I did it. I surely did. I didn't do it wrong. I didn't do it wrong. It's playing the Arkenforge ad.
Oh.
Oh look, we can see it.
Yeah.
That's nice. I like when James runs things. He's really good at it. Okay. I did it! Oh, I'm so happy.
I'm so proud of you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Okay. Soon. So this is Dominique. This is one of our Comar sponsors. So we played this little 30-second ad. I don't know what the ending looks like though. So now it looks like now we are live. Hey, party people! What is up? Welcome to Playtest Tuesday at the Comar Realm. I'm Rose. I'm your friendly neighborhood facilitator. And tonight we're gonna be playing a very cool game called Plant Girl Game, which I am personally very excited for, because I'm a big fan of a succulent over here. A little bit. Gotta give me some flowers, some plants, some things that grow. So I'm just really excited to be here. I would love if we could do an introduction and icebreaker, and then I'll pass it off to Dominique to rule the world with their awesome game. But first, let's all go around and say I know it says it on the screen, but let's say our name and pronouns just to like drive that shit home. And also, let's all say what our favorite plant is. Okay. Or flower, if flower is easier. My name is Rose. I, fun fact, am named after a plant. I use she, her pronoun. And my favorite plant is the coffee bean plant. But not, like, I'm never trying to grow coffee, but I just like they're cute. And I have one that lives in a little, my roommate nursed it back to life after I almost killed it. And it lives in a little tiny miniature dumpster. And his name is Trash Plant. And I feel the purest joy when I look at him. All right. We're going to use a technique called popcorn, where I'm going to say, I popcorn to, and then a person, and it's their turn. I popcorn to Rachel.
Oh no. Okay. Hello, I'm Rachel. She, her pronouns. I don't know if I have a favorite plant. I find that I kind of kill plants, so I don't know if they like me either. So I like my mom's lettuce garden.
Amazing.
I'm popcorning to Kelsey.
Lettuce is an awesome plant. You can eat it, and it's pretty.
Kind of sick.
Hi, I'm Kelsey. Yeah, no Kirby today, Lyman, sorry. I actually have to play a game. Not like the last game. But I use she, her pronouns, and I am currently not going through Google Photos looking at different plants to figure out which one's my favorite. I would say a lily, but the issue with like lilies and bulbs is that they're poisonous to like cats and dogs. So like it's not, I don't know if that would be my favorite. I do have a plant here. This is Seraphina, everybody. I am that person that names everything in their life. I had a hibiscus plant named Lola before my mom murdered it. We don't talk about Lola. It's still too close to my heart. But this is Seraphina. I will popcorn it.
Hi, Seraphina.
Hi, Seraphina.
Oh, you're saying. I will popcorn it to Cecilia.
Okay, I also Googled, so just to make sure I got the name right. So my name's Cecilia, my pronouns are she, her, and one of my favorite plants, I like a lot of different plants, but I I really like lamb's ear. It's really pretty, and it has like really pretty flowers as well, but it's super duper soft. I don't know. I wanted to make sure. I had to Google it wasn't lamb's wool because I was going to say that, and then I was going to look like a complete fool. So I Googled it, and it's all good now.
Yeah, come on, Sue. Get your plants together.
Yeah, I will actually clear that up. I did not Google. I Akoja'd because it plants a tree every time you do a search. So, plant girl over here.
I love Akoja.
I am gonna popcorn to Laura.
Excuse me, my name's Laura. I use she, her pronouns, and I have a lot of different favorite plants, but I guess I would have to say one of my favorites is hydrangeas. I have probably like them so much because I have a hard time growing them, and so I was able to successfully grow one this year that has blooms all over it, so that made me really happy. And that's it. I will popcorn to Dominique.
Cool. I'm Dominique. I use they, them pronouns. And my favorite plant in the abstract is sunflowers. My favorite plant, like specifically, is a giant pothos that I have whose name is Parnassus. He is very big and growing out of control, and he is my precious baby boy, and I would die for him.
All right. Now that you know who we are, you're going to learn about who we aren't, I guess. We're going to use our imaginations. I'm sorry. I've been talking about children to children about theater a lot, so I was about to be like, let's use our imaginations.
Oh my god.
I'm on board with that.
Imagination.
Yeah. So we're going to use our imaginations to do some pretty fun stuff. And with that, I'm going to, pop it off to Dominique to take it from here.
Sick.
Pop off, girl.
Let's go. Okay, so Plant Girl Game is a tabletop role-playing game where you play as a family of plant children facing an ecological crisis. And a big part of the game is driven by world building and character creation that are done as a group. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. We might do a couple scenes if we have time and the vibes are vibing, but my current plan is to just do the world building questions, character creation, and talk about what we would want to get out of a session of play and kind of set those expectations as a sample of what a first session would look like, because all of those bits are kind of baked into the structure of the game. I think an important thing to keep in mind is that you don't have to be a girl. You do have to be a plant. Your character's gender is not in any way essential to the game. It just adds flavor. I would say that the real plant girl is your mom, who is a witch who grew you from succulents in her garden. Your mom grows a garden full of succulents, and sometimes those succulents pop out of the garden as human children. You emerge from the garden generally between the ages of 10 and 13. And this is a game about figuring out where you belong within your family and within your community, and how to take care of your community and leave it better than you found it. And also learn to coexist with the family that kind of came together in a kind of cobbled way. So what I would love to talk about, and I will say that we already talked about kind of lines and veils and other safety tools off stream. What I would love to talk about would be what content do you especially want to see? I know we're going to be building a family, a home, a town, and then that town will be kind of spiraling towards an ecological disaster. What are some things that you would really love to see come up in that process? I guess we can go around if that is easier.
Well, I can say something. I don't know. I think one of the things that really excites me about this game is the found family aspect. And I'm just really intrigued to play with that. And like, people that might not come from like the same seed, but they are each other's family.
Heck yeah.
I don't know. I'm really vibing with the wholesome nature of the game.
I'm really intrigued by the magic of the world, and I know that that's part of what you wrote in here is like the world in general. We can have that discussion of how magical is the world, but it's also just really interesting. I don't know how much magic there is, or how little magic there is, and how that would actually affect the family. In both ways. I think it's really interesting. Sorry, I talk with my hands, so there's going to be a lot of motions with my hands.
You're so fine.
Do it.
Yeah, so far we want to lean into pulling together a family of people with disparate backgrounds, and kind of exploring the edges of how magic works within this world. Anything else?
It sounds good to me. I like all of those things. I really like the magic aspect of it. I want to see how the plant theme works. So
cool. So then we'll jump into the first section of the game, which is called Building a Family. And this is a question and answer format. So we'll go around and we're kind of in an order on the stream, answering these questions. And how we'll do it is I will ask the first question and Laura will answer. And then Laura, you'll ask the next question and Kelsey will answer. And then we'll go to Rachel, then Rose, then Cecilia. So the first section is about your mother. She is fundamentally a good mom with her kids' best interests at heart. And we'll kind of explore what that means in the course of gameplay. But starting with Laura, what's her name?
Oh boy, names are so hard for me. So I think her name is Rowan.
I like that.
Rowena. Her name is Rowena. So am I going clockwise? Or counterclockwise?
I was thinking that it would go you and then Kelsey, so we would go like across and then across.
Sounds good. Kelsey, what does mom look like?
Well, I'd like to maybe give them fire red hair. That could be very fun. And it's very long, so a lot of times she'll braid it and put fun flowers or like vines through it, I think. She'll be about average height, I guess, so like 5'4", 5'6", somewhere around there. And she'll have violet eyes. I think that'll work. Cool. So now I go to Rachel, right? So Rachel, what is one thing she does that makes you feel loved? Are you muted, Rachel?
Oh, you might be muted, Rachel.
You're
Maybe.
It was working fine before.
Yes, it was. Maybe try refreshing.
Yeah. Bye.
When I don't know what to do, that's what I do.
Works?
Yeah.
Works?
Yeah.
Turn it off and turn it back on. Wicked. Okay. I think mom would do she basically would take all of your feelings and emotions into account and validate you. I think that's a good thing she would do to make everyone feel loved because it makes you feel heard.
love that.
I ask Rose. So Rose, can I now read? That's the question. What is the best advice she's ever given to you and your siblings?
I think that all of us, we maybe we got like bullied a little bit, and whenever we went to her to kind of say like, well, I want to punch this kid in the face because he was a meanie, but she kind of like gave us the advice to feel valid in our own feelings, but also just not, treat other people the way that we want to be treated, without like undervaluing ourselves. So she was like, you're amazing and you don't deserve that. But also, this bully is probably even sadder than you are. My question is for Cecilia. What do you wish she understood better about all of you?
I think it's the fact that we came out fully formed between 10 and 13 years old. That's into a brand new world. So I think it's that aspect that we're still new and still learning things. So I feel like as much as there's like love and understanding there, it's also I don't know. It's like when you're trying to teach somebody something brand new that you've done for years and years and years, and you're like, why don't you get this kind of a thing? So I think it's just that understanding is, I wish that she understood more about that, how it does feel so different to be taken out of one space and put into a completely different one and be expected to thrive and grow, to use plant terms. Yeah. And so do I go back to Laura or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you go back around.
Great. So Laura, what's something you've kept from her as a group and why?
I think that we like to sneak out at night. Like most of the time, plants sort of go to sleep at night, but we like to uproot ourselves and go out and have adventures. And obviously we don't tell her because she would worry about us, right? Yeah, I think that's what it is. We like the stars, and we like to see what's going on when all the other plants are asleep.
Oh, that's such a good one,
So
Laura.
good.
That's such a good one, Laura.
That was so good.
No, you guys are great. So Rose, what's one thing that Mom does that frustrates us? Or you? I guess it could be either just you or it could be all of us.
I think that one would go to Kelsey, though, that question.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at my screen. I forgot. So it is Kelsey.
Yeah.
Kelsey, what's one thing that Mom does that frustrates you / us?
I think to kind of pair a little bit with what Cecilia was saying before, I think she definitely can be a bit of a helicopter mom sometimes. I think, in this sort of way of us trying to discover who we are, our existence and stuff, we might be on a skateboard and scrape our knee and she rushes over and it's like, I'm okay, Mom. Like, geez, like, I'm fine. Like, I think she's a bit overprotective just because, we're her children, but we're very, it gets old. I think that's the one thing that frustrates all of us is that just, gosh, give me my space. So Rachel, What's another thing she does that frustrates you?
Okay. Am I muted again, or am I not?
No, you're good.
Sick. Okay. Another thing that frustrates me, I guess, within the same line is with the helicopter parenting also becomes the worry wart kind of person. It's because she cares very deeply about us. She wants the best, and sometimes that anxiety is a little much at times. You want to like assure that like, okay, yeah, we're not going to do anything that's going to get us hurt, but also like you can't stress about the things that not even we can control either. You can't stress for, can I count today, 5 other people? So, including yourself, that's a lot of stress. Maybe you're here, I need you to go here, kind of thing. So, Rose, what is one thing she's excellent at?
Oh, okay. I think that she is a potter, and all of our like potters and like containment, our beds are all handmade. And she's like very artsy, so she's always like covered in clay and dirt, and she also makes us little like I don't know, like we have like, this is probably why we got bullied, but we have like clay forks and knives.
Imagine busting that out in the cafeteria in middle school.
That's probably why we get made fun of. But yeah. For Cecilia.
I love it. I love it.
God, I drank too fast.
Breathe.
What's another thing we excel at? She excels at. What's another thing she excels at?
My immediate thought is that you know how they give, like at hospitals, they give babies those little hats, and like so what if she, from whatever succulent we sprouted from, I don't know, she like knits that into a little hat, so we have a little succulent hat to always like remind us of where we came from and everything. And so I think that she's just really good at like yeah, really good at knitting, and or yeah, I'll just say that. I won't go too into
I feel
depth.
like this character would be really good at being in the cottage core pack in the Sims.
Yes.
book.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We just have to make a plant sim that's also in the cottage living
Tune in
Sims pack.
tomorrow, because guess who has that Sims 4 pack?
I do.
Oh my god.
We'll do it.
Let's do it, Cecilia.
Yes.
Let's make mom.
Awesome. So next up is your home, which is fundamentally a cozy and welcoming home. And we're going to circle back around to Laura. And the first question is, which room do you as a family spend the most time in?
I think we spend our most time in the sunroom. It's well, I'll leave that to I will leave that to Kelsey to describe. What does the sunroom look like, Kelsey?
I think it's like that greenhouse that's attached, semi-detached to the regular house. It's nice, big, and spacious, and it's like glass ceiling that lets in natural sunlight that can open up, with just very cool rows of different plants and vegetables and flowers. But there's also like a little seating area where they have fun like outdoor couches and whatnot. And yeah, I think it would be something like that. Rachel, what are the room's smells and sounds?
I think that the room has like a pretty nice floral scent. Wonder why. Maybe with like a touch of honey or something like that. Kind of like if you think of like herbal teas after they've been steeping for a bit, and then you put the honey in, and you can smell all the stuff together. I've been drinking a lot of tea, so maybe that's where it's coming from. Um,
Well, guess what tea is, Rachel?
please.
A plant.
Wicked. Yeah, so I think it would smell like that, and I think sounds are just kind of like rustling leaves. Imagine like if it's like a little sunroom with sometimes the little windows are open, sometimes you maybe get some foliage coming on in, step on some leaves or whatever. But I think it's just like really peaceful, really zen. So, Rose, how many bedrooms does the house have?
This will also determine if people have to share.
Okay, so I'm picturing that Rowena didn't know that she was a magic gardener. So she didn't know that she was gonna have like a bunch of plant children. So she was like, I'm a plant lady. I just have my plants. And, you know, maybe she planned, like, she didn't plan to be a mom. And she's a happy mom. Like, she loves her plant kids, but, and obviously enough to be a helicopter parent. But, you know, and probably, you know, that's partly she's like overcompensating for the fact that she was unprepared. But I'm picturing maybe like it has a master bedroom and then like 2 other bedrooms. Is that terrible? Is that too cruel for me to do that to us? One of which was supposed to be an office space, but we sleep there. Because she's a potter, she made us bunk pots.
Oh my god.
Is it like that hanging wall thing where you put the pots in the wall?
Yeah. Yeah, just two bedrooms plus, but also a master. Oh, and a basement for pottery and arts and crafts.
A hobby room.
A hobby room. But she never shops at Hobby Lobby because no.
Do you have something against Hobby Lobby?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm
They are
not caught up in the lore.
They are not a good company.
Oh no.
No bueno.
Yikes.
Okay, I'm gonna ask a question to Cecilia now. How many bathrooms?
Oh no.
So, I was thinking along that same line of probably, so there's 6 of us in the household, so I would say like 2 bathrooms. There's 1 in the master, and then maybe 1 in the basement in the hobby room. Because yeah, she wasn't planning on having kids, just plants, and then she got both. So then what's a routine, Laura? What's a routine or tradition that takes place in the house? You're muted.
Thank you. I think I'm gonna go with the cottage core thing and the zen and all that, and say that every morning we all get up at the same time and we go into the sunroom and we do yoga. We do plant yoga, which is all based on like growing and stretching and reaching towards the sun, and then after that we have tea. And then we have to wait in line to share the bathrooms.
We have this very zen moment, and then it's a bull rush to the bathroom to get
Yes.
first.
Everyone rushes through the last one so they can be first.
Maybe we don't have to go to the bathroom. Maybe we just photosynthesize.
I imagine more, and there's some character art for the game as well that I can share, but I imagine like humanoids with some plant features.
Okay.
Like maybe you have like leaves growing out of your hair or like growing out of your like skin, but otherwise pretty much a person.
All
Although I
right,
really like the
okay, so we do
idea
have to fight for the bathroom.
You do have to fight for the bathroom. Although I do really like the idea of you guys resting in like little planters. I think that's really cute.
I love that. I love that. So it looks like we're on to the next section.
Yeah. So next up is your town, which is fundamentally a collapsing town on the verge of ecological disaster. And the first question of this section will go to Kelsey, and that's, what's your town called?
Ooh. Why don't we go with Pottsville?
Wicked.
And how big is the town, Rachel?
I think that this is like a moderately sized town. Like not so big that everyone knows everyone and everything, but like big enough where you have their own separate tight-knit communities, but like not like a big place that's like very ambiguous. But I see people nodding, so I'm assuming you guys are feeling my vibe.
I get the vibes.
Wicked. Like half answered this question because I wasn't reading ahead. I'm sorry, but I needed to describe how big the town was because I didn't want to use measurements. But Rose, how tight knit is the community?
So I think our community, because it's medium-sized town and there are various like sub-communities, I feel like there are like there's the individual communities, like for example, like if there's like a bunch of like very like politically active people, they're like very tight with each other. The artists are very tight with each other. I don't know, what are other types of people? I only know politics and art.
Sports.
People like
Sports.
The sciences?
oh, true science.
Botany?
Okay. Anyway, so the different like categories of the different hobbies that people are into. Those communities are very tight knit, but there's some dissent between the communities, like over who gets the most resources and stuff like that. Like kind of like how it's at a school, like the theater department might not have as many resources as the sports department, and that
it all goes
kind
to
of
football.
stuff.
Come on, we all know this. It always
Oh,
goes
no.
to football.
To be fair, I did go to an art school, so I did not have this problem, but I do imagine I have seen High School Musical. So I feel like I understand the normal high school experience. Speaking of normal experience, my question is for Cecilia.
Mhm.
And it's, what's your favorite place in town to spend with time as a family?
I'm gonna say at the farmers market, because I think it connects a lot of our mom's favorite parts of her life, so that she can like sell her pottery, she can sell her her knitted creations, she can sell plants and vegetables and flowers and all that other fun stuff, and we get to run amok and see people and kind of okay, didn't want to be answering if there was the next question, but we can kind of, I don't know, interact with people and not feel as different. I feel like, because I feel like the farmers market community, which I feel like is definitely a community, is also like part of that one of those intersections.
It's like when you go to in our town, it's like when you go to Ren Fair, like people like dress up as like elves and stuff. At the farmers market, people cosplay as plants. So
Yes. We should do that at our farmer's market.
I mean, yeah. Let's go, Cecilia. Let's
Let's
do it.
do it. Laura, what is your town known for?
Oh. I think our town is known for. Oh boy. Seems like an important question. Too important for me.
No.
Our town is known for. Oh my gosh. I am drawn to complete blank. Okay. Our town is known for a museum of. What's our town's name? Pottstown?
Pottsville.
Pottsville? Okay. Our town is known for having a very famous potter visit our town and give speeches, and they were like a very an internationally known famous potter, and they came to our town once, and it was such a big deal. We had a fair, like the World's Fair. It was so big. Everybody made something or did something. And so we have like a statue of them in the town square, and some of the things that were erected at the time are still up, like the Ferris wheel. And that was like the biggest thing that ever happened in our town. So there's a plaque and a statue. And I've answered the second question, but I'm going to ask Kelsey to add another notable landmark. What's another notable landmark in our town?
I'm going to take all the beautiful things you said, Laura, and say something incredibly stupid after.
No, you're not. No, please.
So I would say in this entire event, this potter came to town, and, nothing ever cool happens in our town. So, we just went bananas. And now people come from all over the world to see the world's largest pot.
Wicked.
It's like, I think some years, like in the winter, we turn it into an ice rink. We freeze it over, and it, like, you can literally, it's like larger than an ice rink. And then in the summers, when it gets really hot, it's a community pool.
I love it.
It's like this giant pot that is multifunctional, and has something going on each different season in it.
I love it. That's not stupid at all.
Amazing.
It's fantastic.
Names the town Pottsville. What's the most notable landmark?
Did the name Pottsville come before or after this event, do we think?
I feel like it came after, probably, but nobody remembers what it was before, because, it's probably
The town had a different name, and then it was renamed Pottsville.
Exactly.
It's really something like Pattsville or Putsville or something like that, but we call it Pottsville.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, Rachel's back. All right, just in time, Rachel. So our notable landmark is this giant pot. So what is the school called?
Well,
I was
going
going to say Franklin High School. I'm gonna yeet myself out of here.
ew, no.
Franklin?
Yeah,
did.
but we did.
I
You went to a
didn't,
Carver,
but I used to-
right?
that was my home school, so I used to take the bus from there. Anyway,
We beat
no.
you guys in volleyball every year.
Well, I would never. Remember when I forgot that sports were a thing? Joke's on you. I don't care.
Wild. So I'm keeping up with this pot theme that's happening right now, and it's our town's called Pottsville.
Yes.
Great. I'm trying very desperately to come up with a pot pun, and I'm not coming up with any.
Something about clay.
Or like terracotta, or
Terracotta High.
I'm down for Terracotta High.
I'm with it.
Wicked. Sick. So, Rose, what's our school's mascot?
Well, I mean, I know what it could be, but I think that is maybe not super like good. If our mascot is a terracotta warrior, I don't think that is like the vibe that we want to.
Oh, a terracotta warrior.
I don't think I want that in our world. But that is the.
I would like to propose that the mascot is a terracotta statue that does not have those same cultural connotations.
I love that. Okay, that is a really good.
But perhaps a terracotta statue that is in some way relevant to the history of our town.
Yeah,
Pot.
it's just a giant pot.
Well, yeah, we're the terracotta pot.
Yeah.
Right? That would be the name. That would be the name of
Terracotta
the.
pots from Pottsville.
team.
Oh no.
You wear them on your head like a bucket hat.
yes.
Yes.
This is
You carry like a spade
Oh my gosh.
or a
Oh
rake
yeah, that's so funny.
or something.
I want to go to this town so badly.
Like I said, Cecilia, tomorrow, Sims 4, you and me.
Yes.
Oh my god! If you create Pottsville, you have to share it.
You do. You were legally obligated to.
Now I want to get the cottage core pat. I just
It's pretty great.
It's not. It lets you have chickens.
Yeah.
I have nifty knitting, but I don't have cottage core.
It's nice.
Yeah.
We're getting off topic.
Yeah.
I would like to point everyone to there's a very important I think it's like a global Twitch emote called Pot Friend. It's just a little pot with little hands, just the little guy.
Oh.
Wait,
oh my
what?
god, just a little guy.
Just a little guy, he's a little pot.
Oh my
Little
god.
hands.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I want it. Where is he? How do I find him? Pot friend?
Yeah, Pot Friend.
I feel like
All right.
Now I further derailed everything. I just really needed someone to know.
So now that I've answered my question, thank you for that suggestion, Dominique. I appreciate that because I was feeling a little bit weird about doing that, but also like something terracotta made sense. Okay,
Yeah.
I love it. We're the terracotta pots. Cecilia, what industry is your town most involved in?
well, I wonder. Well, pot. No. I think. Well, okay. Do you mine clay? No.
I think it comes from the
I
soil.
know.
It does, but how? But like, I don't know. So I think like the clay manufacturing, I would say that they create a lot of pots, but I feel like they actually create the basis of, or like they export the like clay out to other places, and you can buy very beautiful pots from the town, but it's all about the base Clay.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Is it like the clay that you use to like make big things, or is it like children's clay that they sell? Like
I
children's toy clay.
Like Play-Doh?
Modeling clay.
like clay dough. They make clay dough
Play-Doh with a
Good
Q.
job.
With a Q.
It's patented.
with a Q, but it sounds like a C.
Thank you.
Play-Doh.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
Maybe it was invented in this town.
Yes. And
So,
now that we know that we sell specifically children's clay dough, how is our town faring economically?
Yeah.
well, I think that twice a year it does very well, like on the anniversary of whenever the famous Potter visited, because there's a big festival. But then also at Christmas time, because people buy Christmas gifts. You know, they come here and buy Christmas gifts for their children and for their gardener family and friends. But the rest of the year, it's like feast or famine. Everybody does okay, maybe gets by, probably solidly middle class, whatever that means anymore. Nobody starves because, we have a gardening industry, right? Like we have the farmers market and everybody helps everybody out. But twice a year we have the opportunity to make more than the rest of the year. So I think we're doing okay.
This sounds like a Hallmark movie. I just want to say that. We're creating a very plant-based Hallmark movie, and I love it.
So,
Sorry.
Yes.
No. I was going to ask Kelsey, how common is magic outside of our mother's plant powers? Is she the only magical person in the town, or is there more magic in our town?
I'd say it's pretty rare. I don't think many people have the same talents as our mom. And, that's part of the fun of our family is like half the time we gotta make up stuff where 5 teenage children came from out of the blue of the middle of a night, and so I think I wouldn't say magic is common. We just really lucked out that the powers she does have kind of go well with the industry and agricultural of the town. But we're all kind of like, half the time we're like, oh, maybe we should just tell people. But then the other half time we're like, nah. But Rachel, what's the level of technology that we have access to?
I think we have a decent.
Are there iPhones?
Are there iPhones? I suppose there are iPhones. I feel like it's not going to be like super technologically advanced. Like I don't feel like there are people like around driving freaking Teslas or anything. But like maybe a lot of Priuses or something. The internet exists. That's always good. And I mean like, decent internet, not like dial-up or something. Very important distinction. And yeah, I think we have like there's a decent amount of technology. Like, not super Tron level, but also not like Elon Musk Tesla level either. A lot. Rose, what kind of ecological disaster is the town heading towards?
Me now? This me decision?
Yeah.
So
Oh, no.
you can like outsource this if we want to do it by consensus. And I also recommend in the doc we're working from, the appendix on page 39 has a list that you can choose from if it's easier to just kind of pick one. But yeah,
Okay.
it's you.
Okay.
Here's the list.
Okay, I do have an idea. And my idea is a mining accident.
Okay.
Like a collapsed mine. A collapsed clay mine.
Clay mine.
Or you know what? Maybe that's stupid. Hold on.
No. Stupid.
Because what is? How are they making? Maybe the clay plant exploded, not the plant. Like not like growing
Not
plant. Like where they? Oh no, I can't. We can't do that. That's too confusing.
We could be running out of clay.
The clay manufacturer exploded.
Ooh, that's bad.
And now there's a bunch of consequences. Including mainly, let's see, dust storms. Nope. I'm just trying him out now. Oh, maybe volcanic eruptions.
Oh, Cage the Mage gave us a good suggestion, Rose, in the chat.
Yeah.
Hi, Cage and the Mage.
That is solid.
I like it.
Centralia.
What does it say?
For context, it's a coal mine fire in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So there was a fire in the clay mine, but all it did was cook the clay into being unusable. On top of other fire-related complications, is I believe what that suggestion is getting at.
Okay.
Is it like oh my gosh, Centralia?
Pottery?
Centralia is still there was a big mine disaster and it's still burning today.
Yep.
Everybody had to leave because the air quality is really bad and yeah.
Yeah, I think I like that idea. So some kind of like a big fire. The joke is, and we can choose whether or not to go with this. The joke is that because our whole town has so much clay, it all got turned into pottery. So the ground is just pottery now. Which I don't know about all that, but I do think that like the fire thing, like still seeing the effects of the fire in the clay mine.
Yeah. I was thinking if all the ground turned into pottery, that means that we can't plant things.
Oh my gosh, no.
Oh no.
So
Here's
maybe
a
all the ground
crisis.
did turn into pottery.
I mean, it doesn't have to. I'm just that would
No,
cause
I kind of like
a
that.
major
Well,
Well,
consequence.
it would
That
make
would
the
be
place
it.
more of a tourist trap.
And or unlivable, because if you
We
can't
don't have food.
plant
The farmer's market is no more. No more seeing Jeff as a carrot at the farmer's market.
dang it.
Oh no.
Like no plants, no can't make pottery, right? Because there's no clay. How is it ecological then?
It's hurting the environment because we can't plant new plants every season.
So that would be considered famine and crop failure?
Yes.
Okay.
It doesn't necessarily
Right,
have to fall into one of those buckets,
Okay.
but yes, I would put it in that bucket.
I mean, I guess, like, do we as a group want to go in that direction of literally being like, the ground is pottery now?
I think it's pretty funny.
Okay.
You heard
All
it
right. I mean,
before,
I'm
Lana.
down for
Now
it.
the
I'm
floor
down
is
for it. Something about that does feel very magical. Maybe whatever incident turned the ground into pottery also brought us to life or something like that. That could be really interesting.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
So maybe there's magic that we weren't aware of, or something.
Maybe like mom is the key. Like us and mom are the key to fixing it.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Collective
because
ooh.
we're plants that are we survived. We're plants that survived the ground turning into pottery.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
sick.
But we can't tell anyone that because
You know, we just look kind of like we're covered in moss. We're definitely not plants.
oh no.
We just really like the color green. I don't know.
All right, my question. Hold on, let me go back to the page with the questions because I had scrolled down to the natural disasters.
It's page 4.
My
Oh,
question
okay.
is, for Cecilia, what human-driven factors have made the looming disaster worse?
I mean, I think the fact that we have 2 really busy seasons would cause the big bosses of Kaleido to kind of work everybody extra hard. And so maybe it was that they were working them so hard in the mines, and then that they were just exhausted, kind of a thing, and they had something down there like a lantern or something like that or lanterns. It would probably have to be many lanterns, but stuff down there to and then they all went up and forgot to like blow them out, or there wasn't a safety check on it or something. Like, I feel like there's a lot of different things that worked into it. The big bosses trying to move things forward at a much quicker rate because they wanted to make more money, so then they skipped over the safety check, overworked their workers, and then so that kind of caused the initial fire. And then I think what has made it worse is that the big bosses have they don't actually live in Pottsville, so they just up and left, kind of a thing. So like all of the money that was really supporting Pottsville has left. So setting up a really great time for all of this.
I want to really quick just say I really like this question because it reminds me of the forest fires and how they were started by a gender reveal party.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
were fined, and I think they got jail time for it too, actually. The ones in California.
Good.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It just reminds me of that.
The Quelmar realm does not condone gender reveal parties with pyrotechnics that start wildfires in national forests and end up burning thousands and thousands and thousands of
Or
acres.
honestly, gender reveal parties at
Yeah.
all, if I'm being honest.
Or pyrotechnics in zones that are high fire risk.
Yeah.
True.
All
True.
of that.
I feel like you could break that statement down into any of its component parts, and I don't condone any of them. And it just gets worse as you keep piling them on.
Yeah. Gender reveal parties already suck. Plus pyrotechnics makes it worse. Plus fire unsafe area. We're
In a
just
national park, that's high risk.
Pyrotechnics in a drought zone.
That sounds like a grand idea.
But let's flame up the sky with blue or pink colors, right?
Because gender is very real, and we definitely need to keep that.
Gender is blue or pink, Cecilia.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
on.
Yes. Yeah, I keep forgetting. 2 genders.
Gender
blue and
reveals
pink.
are only trans people do them, but trans people still should not do them with pyrotechnics. Just like do a cake.
So other than the gender reveal people, what other individuals or organizations bear responsibility for logical disasters? This one specifically.
Other than the gender reveal people. Well, the big bosses, of course, bear responsibility, and I think going back a little bit, if we say maybe that the big bosses were getting greedy because they wanted more and more money and more power, they were taking advantage of like opportunities to make more money. So they started gender reveal parties as a way to make more money. And so the gender reveal parties were actually like the cause of the disaster, because they were oh God, I'm going to go like off in the left field here, but let's say they had created this sort of line of pottery that was designed to be used in a gender reveal party. Like you have a pot, right? And you break it to find out what the gender is, right? And then people would put whatever they want in the pot to reveal the gender.
So like
And so
a pinata that
some
you
people
drop.
got like really stupid idea that if they would put like pyrotechnics inside the pot that would, when the pot was broken, and they would be either blue or pink, right, depending, and instead of taking down lanterns one day, these overworked, exhausted, poor miners took the gender reveal pots instead of lantern pots.
Oh, no.
And when they went to light them, they exploded.
Oh my god.
It's just the way it is.
Shit.
And then the big bosses skip town, right? So there's nobody to blame. Or we could blame them, but they're not around anymore.
Gender reveal.
Right, it's a cautionary tale. Pottsville is becoming a cautionary tale against the very idea of gender reveal parties. I mean, really, people. So, Kelsey, how does this disaster threaten our family?
Well, none of us like we're just plant seeds. We don't have no, I'm kidding.
We didn't have gender reveal parties, so we're in the clear as far as that's concerned.
I would say the biggest thing that threatens our family about this is like, I think we have the means to like, obviously our mom is magical, and I don't know if any of us know if we're magical as well. I think we all have to be somewhat magical for us to even exist in these sort of humanoid bodies with a splash of, fauna on us. And so I think the fact that, this kind of tragedy has really obviously hurt the environment, but we seem a bit unaffected by it in our nurturing, I think we start becoming the oddball of the town, right? People are starting to notice things. They're on edge a bit more. And I think us being, kind of like the quirky family that never really fit into a specific area, while it didn't really matter before the disaster, it's starting to really stick out now. And I think it's causing tension within our family, like on the small scale, and then on the larger scale with the town.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And so then I'll ask Rachel, how does this disaster threaten the community?
So, it does a lot, because without the plants, and without the fact that we can't really plant stuff anymore at the farmers market, the thing that brought us all together is like really no more. It's like people who do show up to the farmers market, they're selling like arts and crafts. People come there for like really cheap fruit or something. Like they really want to. It's a farmers market, not an arts fair, which like they're equally as well, but they want a farmers market vibe, and that makes it really tense. Even building off the stuff that Kelsey was saying with kind of oddballs, and now there's like these odd children here now too. So it's like people get all paranoid, like, well, there has to be some reason for it, and there's lots of pointy fingers at who did what, even though we kind of know who the bad people are at the end of it, you know?
Awesome. So that concludes all of our world building questions. So we've now built our mom, our home, and our town. The next thing that we're going to do is character creation, which begins with each of you choosing your genus, which is the type of succulent that you are. There are 9 to choose from, and each of you should choose like a unique one, so there shouldn't be overlap. And then what I imagine we'll do is we'll go through one by one and do each character's background questions, and then we'll go around and do the family questions. So that means that we would start with all of you picking a genus. I'm not sure, I'm open to input on how you guys want to do this. If you just want to call dibs as you have like strong opinions, or do you want to go around? But I want everyone to like get a fair shake of picking what kind of plant they want to be.
I'm just Googling what all these things look like, so I'll be a minute.
Yeah, do
Okay.
we want to maybe take a break? Like take
That could
a
be good, yeah.
We can take a break until 9:15 Eastern time. Hold on, let me look at my codes. It's gonna tell me what to type in so that we can take a break. For now, keep in mind this is a game called Plant Girl Game by Dominique. It's pretty awesome, and we're playing it right now. But for the time being, we're gonna be right back. we have a sec. If you
No,
want
it
to hear
did not.
Jonathan,
Oh no,
voice-
we are.
Nope,
You're
no
back.
ad. We're back.
Hey guys. I thought the Arkin Forge ad was gonna play again, but then it didn't. So we're gonna just pretend like we're starting right now. Hey guys, welcome back! Oh my gosh! It's so exciting that we are now in part 2 of Playtest Tuesday, playing Plant Girl game. Woo! I have a succulent. Hold on, I'm gonna get it. Here we go. It's shaped like a heart
Or a butt.
A little baby.
or a butt.
Oh.
Okay, Kelsey. I guess it's shaped like a butt.
And what is its name, Rose?
I don't remember what this one's name is. It doesn't have a name.
Oh, you need to fix that.
I do
Chat,
have a
what's
plant
the
that's
name?
named after one of Cecilia's D&D characters.
That's what I thought it was.
This is not Jay. Jay is out in the other room. But one of Cecilia's D&D characters had a valiant sacrifice in the game that I ran, and so I named a plant after her.
Wait, was this Space Donuts?
Yeah.
Oh, your character was my favorite one.
Yeah, she super duper didn't make it to the
I
end.
know she didn't make it. I was very upset over it.
But you know, today plant.
All
live
your
on.
characters are gonna make it to the end of this session. Mostly because what we are yet to do is create the character.
Do you think we'll survive this session 0 where we don't play?
If you manage to die in this mostly non-violent game with no mechanics for violence, before we even actually play a scene, I will name a plant after you.
Wow.
Can I be a cactus
There-
now? That's the only violent plant I can think about. That and like,
Like a fig. A fig is kind of violent. Figs eat.
what about the fly trap plant? The Venus flytrap?
Venus flytrap.
I
I
was
have
thinking poison
so Plant Girl Game funded on Game Found last month, and I am so grateful that we funded, partly because I have so many expansion ideas. Like, currently there are 9 different plant types that you can play, and they're all succulents, but I would love to do like expansions for different types of plants, and I have definitely been noodling on like a carnivorous plants expansion pack.
Nice. Pitcher plants.
Yeah, I also really want to do one for cruciferous vegetables specifically. Like, I want to be able to play a cabbage. I want to play a cabbage.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like walking around the school and just some leaves fall off.
Yeah, there are so many different like fruits, just little fruits. But that
Oh,
said,
a poisonous plant expansion.
Yes.
deadly.
Nightshade.
Maybe then I will
There
have
you
to
go.
do violence
That'll-
mechanics.
That'll be your.
Is that
your
Jay?
violent one.
This is Jay.
Hello,
Hi,
Jay.
Jay.
Pleasure to meet you.
Jay looks
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
Jay looks
Jay's pretty
healthy.
healthy.
Okay, so how we're gonna do character creation is that each of you will choose from one of the 9 character types. And then I'm thinking we will go through and do all of our background questions and family questions, and that should take us through to the end of the stream for tonight. So I know that you guys looked at the plants a bit over the break. Do folks have ideas for which genus you'd like to play?
We do have ideas. all
Yes.
those have anxiety though. So
We can go in the same order we've been going in, and I will just pick on Laura because you're first on the screen.
Oh, I don't want to pick someone somebody else wants. So can I defer? Can I hold my action
Sure.
to the end?
Sure.
Okay.
Now I'm picking on Kelsey.
Wonderful. You and everyone in my elementary school. So
Oh my god.
I'll go with the. I'm gonna probably pronounce this incorrectly, but the Semper Vivum.
Semper Vivum, yeah.
That's what I said.
Heck yeah.
That was perfect pronunciation.
Absolutely.
flaws.
No flaws.
Okay,
I'm
bring it
writing this
over.
down if we are going to play this game.
And then Rachel, do you have in mind which one you'd like to choose?
Sure. I would like the Aeonium.
Sick. I love that one. Rose, thoughts?
I'm gonna be the agave, I think.
Cool.
Neither one of the ones that you mentioned before.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said aloe and the flower one.
I
The
did say agave.
Calvary.
Agave was the first one I said.
Oh, did you?
Oh, did you miss? I missed
Did
it.
you?
That was
Oh,
funny.
is that the pointy one?
That's
Yeah.
the what? The naughty boy?
Yeah.
Angry.
Naughty boy.
Angry boy. Sorry.
Cecilia.
The two that I had picked have already been picked. So give me 1 second. It's okay.
Yeah.
I had a list. I just now have to move it around a little bit.
Wait, I had other options. Was one of yours the agave?
No.
I can pick a
No,
different one.
you guys keep your options. You keep them.
I have one in mind if
works.
you want me to just go ahead and I'll be the aloe then. I also like the Aeonium. I thought that one looked fun.
Yeah, he's a little cool guy.
The
That
Crassula
is what
looks
I'm
good.
gonna pick. So I'm glad you like it.
Cool.
I mean, they all look good. It's nice that you have. I mean, in terms of game design, that it's nice that you give a couple of personality traits right up front, so that like you know what you kind of get an idea of what you're
Thank
in
you.
for.
And I'm going to actually pick on you guys to read your little description for each of your character types as we go through and do the character creation. And I think I'll start with you, Laura, just because of the order that I have you in on the screen. So if you could just read the little blurb for your character type, and then we'll go through and work on your background questions.
This is good for me because I like being picked first because I get anxious if I have to wait too long. I just get anxious and nervous, so I'm usually like, I just want to get it over with. So this is good. Thank you. Aloe plants are filled with gel that have numerous healing properties. You're a caretaker at heart. Your central conflict lies in accepting that the help you offer may not always be needed or wanted. My stats are heart 3, mind 1, body 1. Don't know what that means yet, but we'll find out, I'm sure. My traits are... Am I supposed to read the whole
No,
thing?
you don't have to read the traits if you don't want to.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I see what you mean. It's got some things, growth moments, but the background questions.
Yeah,
that's
so
what
let's
you want
jump
me
to
to
the
go
background
to, right?
questions and we'll go through those.
Okay, what's my name? Who chose it for me?
Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you both. My name is already stuck on names. See, names, guys.
I will
Names
say
are no
that
good
for
me.
your background questions, you are encouraged to solicit help from people at the table. So you don't have to like think of something whole cloth if anyone else has ideas they want to offer, if you're open to it.
I guess I'm sort of wondering if it would be good to go with like a descriptive name, sort of like a nickname type thing, like aloe vera plants are very spiky, you know,
Fantasy
spiny.
Name Generator also does have a plant name generator, which I will drop in the chat. Here it goes.
You know, it would be neat, Dominique, if you had like the Latin
Oh
names.
yeah, I'll add that.
It might actually give people an idea, like, you know, it just might be an idea, right? Like, or something, and educational at the same time, right?
We have been talking about adding like little plant facts as a sidebar in the final zine. Yeah,
I love it.
This link that I've just sent, I realized that it is not, in fact, a name for plant generator, but a generator for like names of plants, like types of plants.
Okay.
Types of plants. I don't want to hold us up too much, so I am going to go with Sally.
Awesome. And who chose your name for you?
I think Mom did.
And your next background question is, how old are you?
I'm 12. 12 is my favorite.
That is a good age.
12 is a good age. I like.
And then you've got two how background questions work is everyone has the what's your name, who chose it, how old are you, what do you look like, and then everyone has like one question that's unique to your character type, that kind of plays on like the conflict of that character type, and then everyone has the same final question. So your question is, describe the last time you let someone take care of you, and what were the circumstances that opened you to such vulnerability?
Oh, okay. I think that the last time I had someone take care of me was, we were on one of our little nighttime adventures, and I thought I saw a ghost, and I was really, really scared, and I tried not to show it because I didn't want everyone else to be scared too, but I couldn't help it. And I just sat down and cried.
Oh no.
And I think I think all my siblings were like, maybe some were a little surprised and some were really supportive. But I really couldn't help it because I'm scared of ghosts. So
that is a very reasonable fear for you to have, especially at the age of 12. That is I'm there with you on that one. And then your last background question is, out of your broader community, who were you the closest with? And what are 3 facts about them or 3 words that describe your relationship? I will say I am not going to be like strict about like 3 fun facts or 3 words. It's just to give the GM some information to keep in mind as they play that NPC. So like, who's someone that you're close to? Maybe someone that you know from school or from the farmer's market or something similar. And what are some things that I should know about them?
Oh, so it wouldn't be one of my siblings?
No, it's someone in the Pottsville community at large.
Oh, well, I like that little lady who has I like that little lady who lives in the cottage at the edge of town. Sometimes I go and talk to her about like medicinal plants and how to use them.
That is so cool.
And wait, I lost the question. Where is it? 3 facts about them. Yeah. She has like a colony of feral cats that live behind the house. Sometimes she seems one age and sometimes she seems another, and it's really odd, but there's a memory thing going on, and I can't remember like if she was actually like 30 or if she was 80. Like it's just a weird thing, but I'm never surprised when I see her. And she swears a lot. She's got like a sailor's mouth. And 3 words that describe your relationship. She's always happy to see me. She describe your relationship. I feel very safe at her house, and she has a wicked sense of humor. So we often like think of, I don't know, dirty jokes to tell. But we don't tell them to other people. We just make them up and tell them to each other because everybody else like thinks it's weird.
I love that. I love that so much.
Totally just off the top of my head.
All right, so next we'll go to Kelsey, who's playing the Semper Vivum, and I'm going to pull up that character type. And would you mind just reading that little blurb underneath the heading?
Vivum, plants grow in clusters and keep their leaves year-round. You're adaptable and community-oriented. Your central conflict lies in maintaining your individuality as you go with the flow.
Sick. And now we'll jump to your background questions, which these are going to be some of them the same and then one different. So what's your name and who chose it for you?
Why don't we go with Anna, and it'll be short for Yavanna.
Nice.
Yeah, so do that. Who chose it for me? I'll say I chose it. I was reading a book, and I was like, "Hey, Mom, this is a cool name," and she was like, "You know what? Do you want that name?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" And then she chastised me for saying "hell yeah." She's like, "The term is radical.
It's wicked.
It's wicked."
Wicked.
And how old are you?
We'll say I'm 13. I'll be on the older end of things. I'll be like the older sister. And what do I look like? I think I'll probably be shorter, so nobody realizes I'm the older one. I'm shorter. But I'll have the Semper Vivum actually blooming like in different parts of my hair. I think would be kind of
that's
cool.
really cool.
Yeah. And then my background questions say, describe the last time someone refused your help, and how did you feel about being turned down? I'll say, Rose, if you don't mind. I offered your character help, but you didn't want it for some reason, and
That makes a lot of sense with the character that I'm
I
imagining.
was gonna say, and so I was a little hurt by it because we're family, we always do stuff together, and I think this is the first time you actually were like, no, I don't want your help. I don't need your help, kind of like putting your foot down and asserting yourself. And I think it just took me a minute. Like, you caught me off guard there,
Mm-hmm.
And then out of the broader community, who are you closest with? What are 3 facts about them? And what are 3 words to describe your relationship? I would say I'm probably closest with besides my inner family, probably the librarian at the local library. I probably am there a lot doing like independent research studies and just checking out books all the time. So 3 facts about them. I think what would be cool is if like they were secretly one of the daughters or children of one of the big business people that left the town.
Ooh, drama.
but like they didn't want to leave because they had such a sense of like community and whatnot. And so when their parents like wanted to leave, they're like, no, I'm gonna stay. But they kind of like don't, they have a different last name or something, so they don't like, they try to hide the fact that they are.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons. I think another fact would be they secretly hate the Dewey Decimal System and think everything could be, they have like their own organization method that they've been meaning to implement but can never convince the head librarian to try. And I think the final fact is that they secretly are a Kindle person. You know, for a librarian, they go home and they read off their Kindle, but they don't tell anybody.
I'm loving this librarian character.
Mm-hmm. In 3 words that describe our relationship, I would say mutual respect, probably. We both kind of respect like that basic book knowledge, looking for answers and going to libraries for them kind of deal. And yeah, I can't think of any more off the top of my head at the moment, but
that works. That's totally
yeah.
fine. Cool. So the next I'm going to pick on Rachel. So if you wouldn't mind just reading that little blurb underneath your character type, and then we'll go through your background questions.
Yeah. All right. So Aeonian plants have glossy leaves growing in thick clusters and are resilient to mites. You are resilient in hardship, steady and strong. Your central conflict lies in admitting vulnerability.
All right. So let's start with your background questions. What's your name and who chose it for you?
So, for those of you who don't know me, I love The Legend of Zelda. So, yes. So, my character's name is Saria from Ocarina of Time.
-2 people are shocked.
Exactly. Who chose it for me? I'm gonna say, back in a long time ago. I don't want to like give this a time period or anything like that, but Mom had a little Legend of Zelda face, and she saw my little green hair and was like, "Oh, you look like that one little pixely character. Your name's Saria." Really gonna be on the nose here. Sick. Yeah. How old am I? I think I'm gonna be like 11.
Okay.
It's a non-menace age in my mind. What do I look like? So, I have like dark skin and like this very bright green hair that's kind of like really, like 4C-ish texture, so like really coarse hair with the little Aeonium plants kind of like sprinkled in there.
Oh, I love that.
Another question is, describe the last time you felt the urge to isolate yourself, and how did you overcome it? I think just sometimes I just want to be alone, you know? Being 11's hard. So, I think what I just like to do is I like to go into like a forest or something like that and just sit at like the base of like this big dense set of trees and just be. And I just want to be there and like have nobody bother me. My own space time.
And then give me an NPC. Who are you the closest with in your broader community, and some facts about them, and describe your relationship.
Yes. So, an NPC in the community, continuing to be on the nose, his name is Link. He's a bit of a menace. He's a bit of a menace. He's about our age. He's like 11. But he's very short, very like, just a little short, little blonde boy with like little freckles and a little fairy nose. People think he's a menace because he's constantly breaking pots around town.
He's looking for goddamn rupees.
He's looking for rupees. He's very convinced that there's stuff in the pots, and he had one instant where he tried to stick his hand in one. His hand got stuck, so he decided to break it, and it just became a thing. And I
Committed to the bit so hard.
really committed to the bit so hard. Yes, his name is Link. He's probably considered a menace because of the pot breaking habit. But I like him because he too wants to be alone, and he also maybe is like a little bit ostracized because, you know, pot breaker in a pot's town.
Yeah.
3 facts about them is they are very, like, I think we mimic each other very well. I think he'd also be like a very strong and resilient kind of person, very much like marches to the beat of his own drum and just kind of like doesn't let what people say like bother him very much. I think given that, I think he's also very rebellious, just kind of like, you know, wants to do his own thing, and it's kind of like, hey, you know, no one can really tell me what to do. I'm just kind of like, you know, my own guy, just here to vibe. And I guess the last little fact, I guess, is I want to say he's also very clumsy, which is going to add into the whole pot breaking thing. Because first, it's, you know, it started out with like his hand getting stuck in a pot, and it's just like, you know, breaking it. But now he's just committing to the bit and breaking them. But I think also sometimes he breaks pots, and it's just an accident. He tripped, or he kicked one, and then he just broke, and he feels really bad about it. But he's, you know, doesn't want to be seen like a big old, I don't know, dopey kind of guy. So he's like, no, I break pots. I did it, but no, it's because I trip sometimes and I'm a little clumsy.
Love that. I love this kid.
Wicked.
And give me some, well, I think you already did this, words to describe your relationship.
Yeah,
I feel like I've got those. If you want to give more, I'm with it, but I feel like I got them.
Quick words, just like, you know, cooperative,
Yeah.
tight knit.
Yeah, I get those
Sort of.
vibes.
Yeah.
Sick. Okay, and next is Rose, and you're playing the agave. And if you could just read that little bit at the beginning, and then we'll go through your background questions next.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely. So, the agave. I'm on the wrong page. Okay. Agave plants have strong leaves ending in spiny tips. You are sweet and tough in equal measure, though your fearlessness may be a false front. Your central conflict lies in balancing your outward expression with your core personality.
Right.
So I think that her name is okay, I think she is named Cole is her name. Like she was given this name because like she once caught on fire, and then like, but she was like and then she was like, Mom, this is so annoying, like look at my hand, it's on fire. What's happening? But not in a scared way at all. And so she has like one of her hands that used to be there is just like burnt off, but like it doesn't like bother her. Like she's like, I'm fine. It just has like a little like a char on the end. And because she, you know, she's a little bit of a daredevil in many senses of the word daredevil. I think let's see, she how old is everyone?
So far we've got 11, 12, and 13.
Okay. How old can we go and how young can we go?
So the parameters that I would say is that you came out of the garden between 10 and 13, but
Okay.
you could have, like, how long you have been out of the garden is up to you. So you could say, like, I came out of the garden at 10, but now I am 17. Like,
Okay.
you have
So
range.
Celia, how old are you thinking of going? Are you wanting to be a teen or a chill then?
Chillin'. I was thinking 10.
Okay, so I'll go older. I'll say she's 14. And she is going through her rebellious streak right now. So she's been out of the garden for like a year, and she's like, I know exactly what's going on. Everything. I'm basically human now, minus one hand. And so she's like probably maybe going through her goth phase a little bit. So she has dyed her leaves black, but you can see like bits of green growing in at the bottom, like a green to black ombre. It's very, very bad. It does not look good, but she likes it. She wears like really thick cat eyeliner, and she like I said, wears a lot of black, and she's got kind of like pale skin, so it really, really contrasts. I think she's medium height. Maybe I don't picture her as being like stick thin. I picture her being like average size. And I think she paints on freckles on her face. Like she doesn't have like she has painted on freckles. But she doesn't have regular. She can't. She's been trying. She spent a lot of time in the sun, but it doesn't work. She can't get freckles.
Or any. She's not tan, right?
Oh no, for sure not. She just burns. That's how she caught on fire the first time.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your next question is, describe the last time you put on a brave face for your siblings, and how did you really feel about the situation?
Okay. I think that that time that we all got bullied in school, the reason we had to have a talk with Mom was because I punched him in the face.
Whew.
He said mean things about my siblings, and I was like, you suck. And I punched him. But
Love
really,
that.
I felt really bad. After that happened, that was when I went goth. So
You punch one bully, and then you have to rethink your entire self-image.
yeah, for sure. And I think I just think that she actually felt really insecure and hurt by the things that were being said.
Yeah.
But it was underwhelmed. Like it was her desire to protect her family was more powerful than her insecurity in that moment.
And now give me an NPC. Who's someone that you're close with in your broader community, and some facts about them, and describe your relationship.
Okay. So, okay. I think she has a boyfriend.
Yes.
Yeah.
A boyfriend. You know what? Maybe I'll age her down to 13 and have the boyfriend be 14. And he goes to the high school. And she's still in middle school, but he goes to the high school. So that's one of the fun facts about him, is that he is really good at science. He's really good at science, but not
Science.
in her head he's really good at science, but in reality he just like he's taking like biology or something like that and is like in the honors class or something. Fact number 2 is he has a Razor scooter.
Perfect.
Does he come and pick you up on it for like ice
Yeah,
cream?
absolutely.
Oh my god.
Is it electric? No.
No.
It's very Little Manhattan.
Oh.
And fact number 3 is he let's see. I think he's not a rebellious kid. Like she's like, I'm a rebel. I'm dating a boy, and he's like, nah, I'm just a weird nerd, and I think you're cool. And so I think that he's in a D&D club.
Yes.
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 And it's
Give
called
me 3 words to describe your relationship, and also Cage the Mage wants to know if he can do tricks on his scooter.
Oh yeah, he can do tricks on his scooter.
How are his ankles though? Because those razor scooters hit people's
hurt.
ankles.
Not good. He's got all sorts of cool ankle scars.
Cool.
Is that how you met?
Ankle
He's like, I
scars.
like your hand, and you're like, I like your ankles.
Oh, no. Yeah, I think he is. I think our relationship is like, I definitely think that Cole definitely wears the pants in the relationship. And so it's very demanding from her, and she's like, you will ride me to school every day even if you have class, like, and carry my books though you do not go here, and but it's also, I think, like, kind of sweet and innocent, as well. Like, I think they I mean, you know, she's 13, so like relationships are very like,
Yeah.
this is a relationship at that point. They've been together for 2 weeks.
That's forever. Oh my
It's a
god.
lifetime. Get married.
Do we
like-
know about him? Like, does
Oh, I think that, Kelsey, what's your character's name?
Yavanna, but just it's Anna.
I think Anna does, but I don't think everyone else does.
Ooh.
Like, I think the other older, well, how old? There's somebody who's 12, right? The 12-year-old.
Yeah,
I'm
Laura's
12.
character is 12.
I think Laura and Ivana know about it, but the younger ones maybe don't. And what's one other word to describe it? Dorky. Dorky is they like do puzzles together or something.
Yes. That's so good.
Oh, and Mom definitely doesn't know.
You have a boy piloting you to school on his razor scooter, and you've managed to keep this a secret for 2 whole weeks.
I think the joke is that, like, no matter how long the game lasts, like, it's always only been 2 weeks.
Year-long campaign. We've been dating for 2 weeks.
It's been a very tumultuous 2 weeks. On again, off again.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool.
Sick. Next up is Cecilia, who's playing the Crassula.
Yes. Thank you for pronouncing that again, because I was not sure. So perfect.
I honestly might be mispronouncing it, but that's how it works in my brain, so we're gonna go with it. If you could just go ahead and read the little blurby bit, and then we'll do your background questions.
Great. So, crassula, also known as pygmy weeds, crassula plants grow slowly and steadily over the years. You're small and determined, often underestimated. Your central conflict lies in letting go of the need to prove yourself.
Alright.
And then background questions. What's your name and who chose it for you? So, my name is Kitten. She'd like to say that it's Cat, but no one calls her Cat. So it's just Kitten. And her mom gave it to her because so when she was first sprouting out of the ground, a calico cat walked up next to her and was like rubbing itself on her, and so her mom named her Kitten. Yeah. And then how old are you? She's 10 years old.
Okay.
What do you look like? Oh, and she's 10 years, like she's, yeah, recent.
Yeah. Newly from the garden.
Yes. What do you look like? She is, so she's short. She's probably about like 5'2", 5'3", or that's what she'll be at full height. I can't think of what a 10-year-old would be. I
just
stopped
sitting
growing.
here as 5'2" as a 25-year-old, be like, that's yeah.
Oh, I'm 5'3". I stopped growing like in middle school. So yeah.
I will say like I'm 5'1", but I think I stopped growing at like 14.
Okay.
I don't know.
So she's short. She's just short. And she's got very she's like, I don't know if I want to say her skin is slightly off, slightly greener towards that spectrum kind of a thing, rather than like skin colored. But her like most defining trait is she's got this really tight curls that are bright pink. And she tried to follow Cole's lead and tried to dye it, but it didn't work. So like it's just very patchy, and so she ends up wearing like a beanie over her hair all the time. You can still see, because it's just a wild mess of curls, so like they'll be poking out everywhere. She's constantly having to adjust her beanie to hide them, because she doesn't want to be seen as just the youngest with, she doesn't want to, she just doesn't want to be seen as the youngest. I might be pulling some real life things into this, but it's okay. Look like, and like, I think her style is very, she's more industrial, but all of her clothes are hand-me-downs from her older sisters. But she's got like pockets everywhere, and they're always filled with random things. And she always has a backpack on, because she's always ready to put more things in her backpack. And then what was the last argument you got in, and did you win? I think the last argument she got in was, let's see, I think of the need to prove yourself. So I think it was something she was told. Maybe there was like a trash cleanup day or something. And she was trying to like carry a thing of trash over to like this big bin. And people were like, no, you can't do that. Like, you're too small, you're too little, you can't do this stuff. And so she and just like this group of adults kind of a thing, this small child with this group of adults. And she kept carrying it, just kept ignoring them the entire time. And once she got up to the dumpster, she like took a running leap and threw the trash, and it made it directly in the dumpster. And all she did was turn back to them and go, I can't do it. And they all went, I guess you can.
Oh, I love all of these kids so much. Oh my God. Okay. And then who are you the closest with in your broader community? And give me some facts about them and some words to describe your relationship.
I think she's closest with, so Ash, pronouns they, them. They run the farmer's market. And so Kitten has really connected with Ash whenever they go there, and really loves the organizational structure that Ash has created. So I'm kind of including 3 facts about them. Very, very organized, but also like super cool. And Ash has pink hair, but it's dyed. They dyed their hair pink, kind of a thing. So Kitten is just like obsessed. with the confidence that they have, not with just like the adult person, just the confidence of having pink hair. And then a third fact about them is I'm gonna do something fun. Their favorite ice cream is rainbow sherbet. Seems a little on the nose, so I'm gonna choose
Strawberry is always a good one.
strawberry is really good, but I think they don't actually no, they don't like ice cream. Orange creamsicles. That's their favorite. Frozen.
Solid.
There we go.
Solid.
Yeah. And then 3 words to describe their relationship. I think Kitten really wants it to be a mentor-mentee situation. Ash is just very happy for the help. But I think it's also very trusting because even though Kitten is a child, she has proved that she can get stuff done and like help people out in the farmer's market. So I think Ash trusts Kitten a lot. And so they give Kitten a lot of responsibility in that. And then I think also I don't know. I think Ash brings out the goofier side in Kitten because I think Kitten is so focused on proving that she's more than just the youngest or more than just a kid, more than just all these ideas that people have of her. And so Ash is like, yeah, that's great. Awesome. Break those stereotypes. But also you're a kid. And so like, let's go to the park and let's go play for a little bit. You don't have to be on this. So like brings out a more fun side and tries to make the organization stuff at the farmer's market a little bit more fun for Kitten.
I love that. So now that we've all created our characters, the next thing that we're going to do is our family questions. So if everyone could just go to their family questions for your genus. There's one to ask the player to the left, which we'll do as the player before you in the order, and then the player to your right, which we'll do as the player after you in the order. So starting with Laura, for the ask the player to your left question, you would ask Cecilia, and then for the ask the player to your right question, you would ask Kelsey.
Okay, Cecilia and Kelsey. Okay, I have forgotten
Aya
who
the
I am.
Aloe.
Yes. Okay. So the first one for Cecilia?
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time you asked me for help?
Oh gosh. I think Kitten. Probably with Kitten is taking an advanced course at her school that she somehow snuck into, and since Sally has already taken the class, I think that Kitten kind of was at her wit's end and finally broke down and asked Sally for help with her homework.
Oh, nice.
And so that was like last week.
Nice. Very nice. That made me feel very needed and helpful. Okay, Kelsey, when did I last make you feel stifled? How did we work through it?
I think maybe perhaps so you know how like you're always coming up with those funny jokes with your cottage friend lady at the edge of town. I think you were trying a few out on me and it just like went over my head and I was like what, like what is this? And I think how we worked it out was like you just had to explain to me. You ended up trying to explain the joke, but you know, explaining the joke is never a good start of a joke. So I think we both just left it there in terms of, well, if it makes you laugh, you know.
Awesome. So next, so Kelsey, you'll ask your questions next.
Okay.
So you would ask one to Laura and then one to Rachel.
Okay, so who's my left and who's my right?
Laura is your left and Rachel is
Rachel's
your right.
the right. Okay, awesome. So, Laura, what's a recent change I don't mind, but you've had trouble accepting?
Oh. I think that a recent change was that you decided to be Anna instead of Yavanna. Like you had just decided that you wanted to shorten it, and I had a hard time remembering that it was Anna, and I kept calling you Yavanna, and you were frustrated with me.
That seems like a reasonable one, yeah. And Rachel, we used to have something in common, a shared hobby, a physical trait, a piece of media we loved, but you've changed. What's new about you? Why does it frustrate me?
I think we always used to be very, very close-knit maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I want to be like, hey, I'm going to go in my spot. But in my 11-year-old way, it's like, no offense, I don't want anyone to come with me. My spot, not your spot kind of thing. And I think that didn't go over very well.
Cool.
All right. So then, Rachel, you would ask your questions next. So you would ask your first question to Kelsey and your second question to Rose.
All right. So Kelsey, how do we resolve the fight we got in last week? What was the fight about?
So it could probably be about what you were saying, how you wanted to go off to your alone spot, and I'm like, well, I'll come with you, and you're like, no, it's called the alone spot, and I'm like, yeah, I'll come with you.
That doesn't apply to me.
Yeah, that I get it. You want to be alone, but I can still come, right? And so, what was the question again? What was the fight over?
Yeah, what was the fight about, and did we resolve it?
So that's what I think the fight was over, was the definition of alone spot and whether I was included in the aloneness or was an exception. And I think the way it was resolved is I let you go, but then I semi-followed you and decided to sit at the tree 5 trees down from you, and I'm like, well, this is gonna be my alone spot. And you're not allowed in it either. But if you want to come in it, you can.
This is so cute.
It almost sounds like these are children. Okay. All right.
And then you ask your next question to Rose.
Yes. So, Rose, what did you offer me so that I would do your chores last week?
I swear to God, if it's a ride on what's-his-face's scooter.
I don't like your weird friend.
I think since I'm the oldest, I have a computer. And I said you can play your video games on my computer for a week if you do my chores.
Ooh. Can I download whatever I want on it?
Yeah, but I'll delete it.
Wow. No negotiations?
Yeah. We had a fierce negotiation. And ultimately, Cole is a benevolent older sister, so she would say you can play your video games on my computer if you wait. Do I help? No, Do my
No, your
chores. I was gonna
chores.
say, I don't know. I don't know if you want to be doing my 8th grade homework when you're in 5th grade. And yeah, so it was
Cool.
I think Cole has a computer.
So Rose, now you would ask your first question to Rachel and your second question to Cecilia.
Okay, Rachel, why do you think I have the coolest of sense of style? Is this something I've told you outright? Or do I keep my admiration to myself? I think that's you. Do you wait, hold on. Why do
That's
I
perfect.
hold on? What am I reading wrong? Why do I think you have the coolest? Oh, that's sweet.
Aw.
Okay. I think you have the coolest. Wait, hold on.
Reading is so
You
hard.
tell me why I think you're really cool.
Yeah.
There we go. Wait,
Go
so say it again. Sorry, I got stuck.
Oh my
I
god.
also got stuck. Sorry, that was a little confusing for me.
I will have to reword that one. I'll keep this in mind. But Rachel, it is why your character is cool.
Why my character's cool.
Rose's character likes your sense of style.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. We relate because we both have really cool hair. Like,
Oh yeah.
Rose's character's Cole has their hair dyed all like emo, and it's giving me like a Billie Eilish vibe, kind of. And
yeah, with the green roots.
yeah, with the green roots and just the sleek black, and I bet it's just like cool and fancy.
It is a little spiky.
Yeah, exactly. It's just wild, and it's got really cool hair. And I also have cool hair because I've got like really coarse hair and like freaking aeonium coming out of it somewhere. And I think you're like, I like your hair. I like your hair too. It's a mutual agreement.
Yeah,
That's
so I
fair.
talk about it. I talk
Yeah.
about how cool your hair is a lot.
Wicked. I
And
love it.
then you ask your second question to Cecilia.
Okay. Cecilia, how did I encourage you the last time you faced a scary situation?
I think I feel like Kitten just needs to hear the smallest words of support. So I feel like even just saying like, you've got this, I believe in you, kind of a thing. I think that's I'm trying to think of like what the scary situation would be. I'm trying to think of like something kind of ridiculous. Maybe there was like something fell into a deep crate or something like that. And she was the smallest. She was the one who could fit into this crate to get it and still get back out, kind of a thing. But so she wanted to prove herself, but she was like shaking because that's really scary for a 10-year-old to do, to go into this like deep, dark place that she doesn't know what's going to happen. And I feel like Cole just came up behind her and just said, I believe in you. You've got this. And like, and that just gave Kitten what she needed to like jump in, get it, then get back out of there.
So what I'm hearing is we're basically the boxcar children.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys kind of made the boxcar children. Okay. Cecilia, you would ask your first question to Rose and your second question to Laura, and that brings us all the way around the circle.
Great. So, Rose, what seemingly impossible feat did I pull off last week? Did you underestimate me, or did you believe I could do it all along?
Do you have a beanie? Do you skateboard?
I don't know. Maybe she does. I would say sure. Maybe, or yeah. Let's go with it. Yes, and.
Well, it doesn't have to. I can say you did a cool trick on a balance beam.
No, actually, I kind of like the skateboard because I feel like she's she probably doesn't understand the whole boyfriend situation, but she knows that you ride on a razor scooter, and I feel like she's trying to be Cole in
Aw.
so many other ways. So she would probably try and learn how to
Yeah.
skateboard.
Okay. Yeah, and maybe Cole skateboards too, or whatever. Maybe that's something we do together. But you did like a really cool skateboard jump thing that like is way above your age group of what should be able to be done. And I don't think Cole underestimated you at all. I think she was like, that's my kid sister, which does sound like underestimating, but it wasn't. She was really proud of you, and she told all of her friends to watch. Before you had even attempted it, she was like, my kid sister's gonna do this cool trick. And then you did.
Wow. Yeah. Uh-huh.
She believes in you. She probably believes in everyone more than they believe in themselves. Like she's a very fierce believer in everyone's abilities.
Great. I like that. And Laura, what trouble did we get into when we went into town together last week?
Well, I think that went into town because I wanted to have cool hair like everybody else in our family. And even though my hair is like little and spiky, like maybe even one would say like tenderly, it's just brown. It's like dirt, right? And I always wanted to have hair like Cole and Saria, and I was like, hey, do you think you would come with me to get my hair done? And you know that cool lady who runs the farmer's market, right? So she dyes her hair, right? Like maybe we could go do that. And so we went into town to get my hair done, but it didn't turn out so well. It is like a bright purple color, but like that muddy purple that's like when you try to do too many purples at once. And I was really embarrassed. So I cut it all off, and I borrowed your beanie so that I could hide it. And hopefully when we get back, Mom won't be too mad.
That sounds like one heck of a caper.
It's like more me getting into trouble, but I was having trouble thinking of something.
Maybe
soliciting the hair covering.
Yeah. Maybe Kitten tried to help out with the hair because she was like, I can do it. I can do your hair. Even though obviously she can't because she tried and it was terrible. And Ash is standing there going like, I don't know about this. And it's like, I got it.
This
is why she doesn't let us near the Clippers anymore, isn't it? The pruners.
Yes, the pruners. She doesn't let us near the pruners.
Right, and there are just a couple more questions for y'all to answer as a group that I think we can do kind of rapid fire and then get wrapped up. So the first is, who is the oldest, which we know is Rose's character Cole, and what do you love about being the oldest?
I like being the oldest because I'm the first in the line of fire, and everyone else can stand behind me.
Sick.
Aww.
And turning to Cecilia, who's playing Kitten, you're the youngest, and what do you love about being the youngest?
Kitten loves that she has great role models who have done amazing things before her, so that she knows that she can get she has that confidence. I think that's why she has such strong confidence in what she can do, is because she's seen her sisters do that, and so she has, I think she has just great role models in her sisters.
Awesome. And then this question is for the whole gang. How do you welcome new siblings?
The way they do in The Sims, where they walk up to the baby carriage. They walk up to the baby carriage and go, ah! And then they get a moodlet that either says happy about new sibling or sad about new sibling or angry about new sibling.
Why do I have a feeling we're going to be seeing Sims on this channel very soon?
And when do you feel the most connected to each other?
I think that's during morning yoga.
Sick. And then the scramble for the bathroom after morning yoga.
Yes.
It's both connection and Discord at the exact same time.
Exactly.
Right.
Within the same hour.
Yeah.
I think when we go to bed too, like when we're all getting snuggled in our pots, right? And
I can't believe we sleep in pots. We're fully grown people.
It's Pottsville. What do you expect?
Is this everybody sleeps in pots in Pottsville?
Yes.
It's not just us.
No.
At first you think it's weird, but then you realize like everyone in the town does it.
Yeah.
Okay, and our last question of the evening is, what do you all have in common other than being plants?
I think we love adventure.
Yeah. And
We
hate gender reveal parties.
Parties.
Yeah.
Yeah. They all. Yep.
Solid.
yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. We have capitalism. Can we just have that?
Yeah.
Yes. Anti-capitalism, anti-gender reveal, anti-big Play-Doh industry. Play-Doh with a Q.
Very important distinction, actually.
Yeah. For the copyright. Okay, and that is the session 0 of Plant Girl Games. We've done our world building, our character creation, and from here we would proceed, if we were proceeding, into a session of gameplay. We did it!
Yay! That was absolutely amazing. Thank you all for playing. Thank you, Dominique, for running the session 0. Thank you, friends at home, for watching. If people would like to chat about the game, we can open up a Discord chat, like a Discord channel, if anybody wants to chat about it. Otherwise, is there any other things you'd like to say about this game, Dominique? Any
Yeah, so Plant Girl Game crowdfunded on GameFound last month. So it will be in print soon. We are opening to additional pre-orders from after the crowdfund in
Are
this
there
coming
links
week.
you can drop for that?
Yes. I would say the best, because the Pledge Manager isn't open yet, the best way to stay up to date on when that opens is my Twitter, which is Dom S. Dickey. When the Pledge Manager opens, that'll be in my pinned and my bio.
Do you want to drop that handle in the chat?
Twitch logged me out. Can someone drop it for me? I'm gonna put it in our internal chat.
Sick.
Oh, it looks like it was dropped.
It's been dropped. The link is dropped.
Heck yeah. Thank you. Thank you to
Amazing. I guess James was not as busy as he said he was. He was in the cloud. No, I'm just joshing. Thank you, by the way, James, for running the stream tonight. Much appreciation for you for doing our technical things. Once again, this was Plant Girl with Playtest Tuesday. We'll be back sometime in the future. I think we're going to be taking these down to once a month because I am joining a choir that rehearses on Tuesdays. We're probably going to be taking these down to once a month. And I think our next one is going to be like another kind of like card-based game, maybe? I don't remember. Hold on.
Cool.
I can pull it up real quick. Nope, that's about exploding kittens. Nope, that's about masks. It's called Insta-Death Survivor Support Group. Okay, so if you're interested in that, check out our next playtest. Otherwise, until then, keep rolling the dice. Oh shoot, I forgot that I'm the one that has to turn off the stream. Oh no.
Bye, all.
Bye.
We'll just keep waving.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Here, hold on.
Thank you so
You
much.
can do it.
I'm gonna
Come on, Rose.
We believe in you.
That's the most views that we've had all night.
See ya.
Now goodbye.
Bye.